So the small or the young kid came to the old man, the old wise man, and he told him, define love for me. So he told him, son, I see that you have a basket of fish. Why do you fish? So he mentioned that he goes for fishing because he loves fish. He said, no, son, you do not love the fishes. You love the taste of the fish. If you love the fish, you would feed the fish, you would take care of the fish, you make sure that the lake does not get polluted. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the White Podcast. Today we have a very interesting guest. She's laughing already.
It's all right.
Yes.
Welcome, Moon.
Thank you.
How's everything?
Wonderful.
What about you, bro?
All good, all great.
Amazing. Moon, let's start this session, or let's start this episode by telling us first, who are you?
Who am I?
Yes.
A doctor by the day.
Amazing.
And a wanderer by the night.
That's short and sweet.
Nice to hear that. Okay,
Yeah.
elaborate.
I am a psychologist by profession.
Mhm.
Other than that, I am CEO of Vital Television.
Okay.
I have my own fashion events company by the
Mhm.
name of WDM Events.
Okay.
Yes. And I party a lot.
You party a lot.
Yes.
Something in common at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not with me.
Yeah, no, none.
So, psychologist and a CEO of a television, as you said, and a fashion company. How the hell you made this combination? Psychologist, fashion, and media.
How?
How? This is
I
the
just
most
kept studying
unique.
whatever came handy to me. I kept on
You kept on pursuing
educating myself. in
whatever
different-
opportunity you got
Yes.
in life, or it was around you, just grabbed it and you went for it.
Yes.
That's amazing to hear.
So, Moon,
Yes.
what exactly is the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist?
A psychiatrist is someone who can prescribe you medication,
Mm-hmm.
but a psychologist is basically a counselor who give you sessions and try to fix your inner engineering with counseling rather medication.
Okay. So, a psychologist can't prescribe you something.
Yes.
So, someone that I don't want to go to.
No drugs.
Yeah.
No drug. It's just
kids.
then
Yes.
how you treat your patients, just through techniques and
Yes, through techniques, through
J-
questionnaires, through
just out of curiosity, is journaling one of the techniques that you guys use with the patients?
depends upon what kind of
But
problem.
is it
Yes, of
is it really a
course.
tool of treatment?
Of course, why not? See, we have so many kinds of thoughts running through our mind. So once we journal it, we actually have a documented version of it. So it's always preferable to see what you're thinking.
I understand. Great.
Again, want to know what are some red flags that we can see or that can pop up and indicate that I need to go visit a therapist or go meet a psychologist, be it physically or mentally.
See, that's the biggest challenge of mental, I wouldn't rather say it illness. When you lack this stability in your mind, it's not necessarily like if we have a cut in hand, we bleed, we see the blood, and
Yeah.
we know we need to go to a doctor. If our bone is broken, it hurts so deep. But when it comes to psychological problems, if we are sad, it's like, okay, maybe tomorrow is a better day. We just keep on ignoring. We keep on ignoring the facts that make us or feel us the way we feel. So it's very, very difficult. So most of the times it happens once the person says, I'm in depression. Or when we medically say someone is under depression, it's almost a lot of damage has already occurred till the person actually understands. So basic red flags when you're having unhappy days for longer time, when you do not feel like dressing up properly, when you do not feel like interacting with people, when nothing actually fascinates you, even for girls, if you do not like putting up a good dress or a makeup, or your self-love gets destructured in some ways. So that's kind of a red flag. Even that causes, like, if you follow a routine, like you wake up 6 in the morning generally, and then suddenly you cannot wake up, or even if your eyes are opening, your body is not feeling like getting up from the bed. So that's also a sign, like, when your body and mind is not catching up with each other. It can be with food, it can be with drinks, it can be the way you behave. Every smallest of the things. All we have to do is be a bit observant about our own behavioral structure.
Is it on a certain amount of time, like these signs and symptoms that you just said? Should it be like over a month or a week?
No,
Or
there's no time.
there's no
span.
specific time. So
No.
when you feel that you are going through these signs and symptoms or
Yes,
these red
when
flags,
it's
like Atif said,
repetitive,
then you should
it's a
seek help.
problem.
You should really
Yes.
seek help.
Right.
Moon, traumas. Who doesn't have a trauma, right?
Everyone.
Right, Atif?
At least once in their lifetime. And if not, they're incredibly lucky. I haven't found one though.
Yeah, I believe that everybody is traumatized from a certain thing in life, and I
Sure.
believe that this is a essential thing for human growth and developing and thriving. How we can overcome trauma, and let me be specific on which type of trauma. I believe that heartbreakups and losing a beloved one, especially a father, a mother, or a first member of the family, a close member of the family, is really traumatizing. It can be like on the top of the pyramid of traumas. I don't know if you agree with me, but how can we overcome these traumas, and what are the tools? Can you tell me about the arsenal, and how much time does it need?
See, there is no particular time span. If we come one by one, first is heartbreak, you mentioned.
Yes.
The theory goes like the span of your relationship.
Okay.
Half of the time you need to just get that out of your system. So if it's a
Oh
2
my
years
God.
relationship,
You need 1 year to overcome it.
to completely overcome and go from
That's the
there.
first time I hear this, Atif. Yeah.
Trauma about losing your parent, it never goes. Because it's suddenly that umbrella over your head is gone.
Even if
And
the person is old, even if we are in our 30s, 40s.
because we have our parents are the first thing we see once we open our eyes. So the amount of memories, the data in our head is a huge amount. It doesn't get over just like that. Even if they're old. Even if they're old, it's more like you have more memories built up with them, good or bad.
You know, it reminded me of a person. I've heard of it. She was a colleague of mine. They used to say that this lady, whenever she hears anything about her father, or whenever her father was mentioned, she used to break up in tears.
Right.
And that was a long time after her father passed away. And I was like, I think this is morbid, that she should get over it after a few years, because if you don't get over it, it will really burden you. It will really burden your mind, your
So the
your heart.
basic importance, see, we cannot judge people like that. That's very harsh. Because my relationship with my father is nothing like your relationship with your father.
I totally agree,
right?
but there's a common. Everybody loves his father, and this is the father figure. And
Not necessarily. I had a very sweet, bitter relationship with my father. After losing him, that's a year back, there's so many things that I came to an understanding of why he did, how he did, and the perspectives, you're more unbiased then, since the person is gone and there is nobody to fight back with their arguments. But yes, it's absolutely different how each and every individual has different coping mechanism. How much are they practicing it? It's very important. Who are they surrounded by? Suppose if you're going through a breakup and you have very nice supportive friends. So what do? You go hang out, maybe booze
Cinemas, movies,
or
food therapy,
movies,
ice cream therapy.
anything. You eat a lot of sugar, but then at the end of the day, you need people around you. You need that comfort. You need someone to cry.
Shall I call it a
and
support system?
Support system is a big word. We do not find support system so easily these days. People are too busy to support one another. But yes, the little bit of time the friends and the family spends, the more the love that is bestowed on you at that point, the quicker is the chance for you to overcome the trauma.
So, Moon, we were talking about parents, we were talking about friends, support systems.
Yep.
Do hereditary factors play an important role in our behaviors? And by this I mean with the bad habits. Let's go like smoking, drinking, drugs,
Maybe violence as well.
as violence.
If the son of I used to hear this word. The son of the king is a prince, right?
Son of a thief is a thief.
Yeah. The son of the priest is a priest.
I don't think so.
No.
Not everyone is a priest
Something
here.
like that. Basically, structuring our character as we are, a
Yep.
lot depends upon our society, our environment. Okay. I might adopt a child who's been born out of a criminal, but if I give the child good education, right upbringing, right ethical knowledge, that would shape him or her as a person. Because when it comes to genetics, your father might not have the high standards of living, but not necessarily the clan was of criminals. So there is a lot of genes out there. So which one you want to enhance, it's your choice at the end of the day.
So it's the fact of the environment itself. You mean when the person is getting exposed to these ideas,
Right.
then that's when these behaviors that Atif just mentioned earlier
That's right.
were growing. Like
Yes.
because he's seeing his father smoking, he's seeing his father drinking too much alcohol, so he's developing these. But if the same child,
It can have anti-effect also. Like I saw my father being alcoholic, and I did not like the way he behaved after having
consuming alcohol.
Yes. So I decided that's what I not want to be. So it's a choice. It's a choice of you as a person. So here your education, your surroundings, how you perceive knowledge comes to action. That's why I say do not be just literate, be educated. There's no point of just going through books and having gulf of information, but then you do not know how to perceive it and how to make it work in your own life. Using that information for your own good and the good of the society is very, very important.
It all comes down to choices then.
Yes,
You
and
make
we
the choices.
always have choices. We say no.
Yeah.
Like for cheating, what do you say? Like suppose your girlfriend cheated. It's like, it just happened in a night, I was drunk. No, baby, it didn't happen. just
I
one
believe
night.
that cheating is an accumulative event. It's an accumulative act.
You looked at a
honestly.
person first.
First of
You
all, it's the
thought
idea.
of that person
Yes.
going ahead and
You-
approaching him or her
Mhm.
for
You
a drink,
accept
maybe.
to talk.
You accept
Yeah.
to talk. You accept
I
to
know.
indulge yourself, thinking, knowing at the back of your head that there is someone for me who might be offended for the actions I'm doing. Still, you choose to do it. You could have stopped right over there. So it just doesn't have, oh, I'm so sorry, it happened just one night. And I
No,
was like,
no. I
it's
totally disagree.
choices.
I believe that because you mentioned cheating, I believe that cheating is an accumulative event, and it doesn't start when the person goes out or have a dinner with another person. It starts much earlier in the thought of accepting or seeking someone else outside of the relationship, even for a word or a dinner or just a conversation. It starts from there. I believe that cheating starts from there. It doesn't start from going out on a date or whatever, because you build up Moon and
it's a
Atif, you build up this idea that I want to go with another person, and I'm not satisfied with whatever whoever
Right.
I am, and
So it's always a choice.
and I believe as well that cheating, like the famous saying, it says what goes around comes around, and
Karma.
karma. And I believe that the cooker or the cook of the poison drinks it.
Let's not go there.
Yeah,
It's a different
but-
theory
but-
altogether. Many might object to it,
But
but I believe
everybody's
in
gonna
karma.
taste his own medicine. In some point in life,
yes,
I believe that whenever you twist the reality, you twist it with some sort of negativity.
nobody wants to admit that they are wrong, so they will.
But they
put
know. But they totally
in their heart, they know.
in their heart they know. And
Yes.
I always say that maybe you did something wrong and nobody saw it.
Yes,
But when you're gonna put your head on the pillow, it's gonna come out.
your conscience is there.
Yeah. When you want to be productive, it's gonna come out.
Sure.
If we want to put aside all the religious, spiritual beliefs that says that we should not do it, and all the ethics aside, it's gonna come back. Whatever you plant, you're gonna receive in this life, and this is proved. I'm not the only one who said. The great people, the greatest people in the history said it. All the writers, the doctors, the psychologists, whoever you want.
Atif, you also believe the same way?
I beg to differ. I mean, we are in society where I don't see people being in polygamous relationships. People are doing that. It's all over the place. So I believe it depends.
Polygamy.
Yeah,
Monogamous relationship.
So I believe it depends on the location where you're brought up, how you're brought up, what you've seen. Like as you mentioned, something, maybe your dad's a cheater and you're like against that completely, like because you've seen how your mom went through a heartbreak and you won't do that.
Right.
You'll be like, as you said, you'll just be anti against it.
Yes.
Some of these habits that we see from our parents, we don't want to pick it up.
Yes.
And then there is other parts in societies or countries where these are normal. People nowadays or in today's time, we see many people going out and having a husband and a boyfriend. It's normal.
In France, there's a culture. It's called a 6 p.m. Do you know any of you?
No, I've not heard of it.
Is it like some sort of open relationships when you can
No,
just
it's
seek
not
someone?
that. It's a 6 p.m. dinner means when married couples, they're kind of open towards it, and it's okay to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
At the side of having
A husband,
or a wife.
yes, it's very normal and legit over there, and it's like it's kind of a code word. Like I'm going for a 6 p.m. dinner. That means they literally are going at that time to have a dinner with, and they're open to the families. There's no secretive nature. There's nothing like that. The kids know about it. Like dad's girlfriend is coming for dinner tonight. So the family come.
Exactly.
So there's nothing hidden over there. The suspicion and the cheating is not
But,
there. It's an
it's
open
a culture
culture.
thing.
I believe
Again,
if
I
you're gonna
said
if
it's
you
a
wanna if
culture
you'll
thing.
break it down and if you wanna dig deep into this, I believe it's negative and it's gonna have negative effects. But it needs a lot of discussion and debate and
Right.
I believe it's
but-
from
but-
country to country, how you're brought up. It's
yes.
how open your mind is, how
And
Previously in our
yeah.
culture, I'm a Hindu Brahmin. One man used to have 10 wives. How can you justify that? A man like 80 years old, just because he is having a good clan, he is a Brahmin. Brahmin is like very upper caste of
Upper
the
caste.
society.
it's some
So
sort
he
of a
has-
lord of a king or a king or something.
It's not a lord, it's the priest.
I understand.
So they are the highest section of people in the community. So even an 80-year-old man was marrying, and their mom and dad is getting their child married. It's child, a 20 years old girl, 18 years old girl. They know today or tomorrow he's going to die. But then
She's gonna
just
have-
to be in that upper caste system.
Understood.
So how is it justified? It's never justified.
I heard also that a lot of guys and girls they go from a relationship to another, from person to another to seek validation. So they put all this effort. They approach the girl, especially we're talking about all this Don John and the girls that she's a proud, let's say, to have access, or that all these good guys approaching her, and so she or he seeking validation, getting the validation, then leaving the relationship and going for another, getting the validation, jumping to another. And I see it sometimes morbid because maybe it's something in you that you did not get it earlier in your life or in your
See, the theory
childhood.
is very simple here. You're Arabic, right?
Yeah, I'm Arabic.
You're open
I'm
to Arabic food. You're Indian.
Yeah.
You're open to Indian food.
Yes.
So now, if you keep on jumping from Arabic to Indian, to Philippines, to Africa, to British.
All
to
the cuisines, let's say.
You keep on, the more cuisines you try, the more comparisons your mind has in you. Okay, this part of this cuisine is better. I like the rice in the Arabic. I like the flavored rice that you.
I like the
I
spices
like
and
the
the Indian.
kebab.
That's why I
in the
tell Adnan.
Pakistani.
Yeah, Adnan just with the
So-
Filipino food. He likes it.
Let's not get into the personal
I'm just
choices
saying.
here.
Guys, he likes his adobo.
That's all right.
He loves the adobo.
All right, Adnan, I'm aware now.
So that's what I meant. So as Moon mentioned, it's the more you try different cultures, and it doesn't
Yeah.
mean by
There's
a
no
man or
limit
women.
to it.
It's just
I
like when you open
always,
your mind.
always
Yeah.
say-
Yeah, but I'm talking. It's not about trying and talking and going on this. I'm talking about going deeper, like dating, then breaking up, then
Yep.
dating, then breaking
But
up, then dating, then breaking
Different
up.
More
cultures
choices,
are bringing
yeah.
different things
No,
to
the-
the table.
More.
It's different. I feel
Uh-huh.
me myself, if I'm being out with the girl from a different nationality, okay, she's bringing in some culture and traditions that might not match mine.
Yep.
But I'm opening my mind to it, trying to accept it, and she's trying to accept my culture and tradition. And it's basically it's like mixing two soups or two liquids to make something. It's like just to mix.
No, but then, do you think there is a limit of wanting things?
Never.
Never.
Nothing fulfills the mouth of Adam except that.
So,
I truly believe this.
how much will you keep on
Gratitude. I
looking?
believe gratitude is the key. You have to be. You have to be thankful for
Gratitude
yourself.
is another thing, but in relationships, how many? What is the limit? I counsel so many adolescent
You identify
kids.
what you want.
It's not that easy. Not always we identify what we want, but then, like, just do not go all out there and keep on, scratching every skin you have around you. No, don't do that. I suggest children or kids who are growing up, keep your standards high. Love yourself enough that you wouldn't be available for any crawling piece on earth.
Totally agree.
You have to love yourself. You have to respect yourself, your soul, your body. A person who's touching you is not just touching you as a person. He's touching your skin, he's touching your soul. So do not be available to everyone. And the more we are open to seeing, okay, what he has to offer. Oh, I like the specs of Adnan. I like the t-shirt of Fatif. I like that 19 years old child's skin. There is no limit to wanting. You have to stop somewhere. So the maximum or the basic things that you want in a person to be with you, if you have it, just stay contained in it. Try to work that out. That's very important.
I read somewhere that the more people you are with, it's
The
like
lesser chances it is to you
and
for you
it's-
to have a
it's
serious
giving
relationship.
your pieces piece by piece you're giving to each person. So for example, I stay in a house, I have a closet. My closet's got like 5 white t-shirts and 5 black pants. Each and every time someone comes in, they're taking one and they're replacing one. So it takes the white, puts the blue.
You will
takes
not
the
have
black.
the same closet anymore.
I will not
It's
have the
messed
same.
up
So
right
it's
now.
my whole life has been moved
scattered.
around, scattered, and
Amazingly
been put
said.
with different things in there.
Beautifully said. Beautifully
So-
said.
So we lose ourselves in the journey. So it's very important. I do not understand. Maybe I'm very old school. I do not understand because from where I'm coming from, it's very loving self and having that self integrity is very important. Self respect, and I feel like if every other day, I have nothing against people who do multiple dating, but I personally do not support or feel that's right. I mean, I do not.
As a psychologist,
What would you say is best?
yeah. Let's talk
At least
science
for
right
health, for the mental
now.
health. Yeah.
Science. We're talking science right now, not tradition.
The
Nothing.
science is the more taste. You know that, right? If a tiger is never a man-eater, if a tiger sits here and never tasted blood of a human, he will never attack you. He only attacks when he has the taste of blood, human blood in their mouth. They can sniff from kilometers away. So the more you're getting yourself open to it,
You're
more
harming yourself.
chances that you have to stay away from the rightest
The right
life.
thing.
Yes.
Uh,
It's difficult for us to
Yeah.
choose. I like noodles. I like Arabic rice. I like Filipino sweet. But then I will always, when I'm with someone, I cannot get all the three cuisines in one place, right? And then in my mind, it will go on. Okay, fine. He is good at these two, but then not that. And this only comes with lessons. Only comes with exposure. So
So
It's-
put your standards
research
high. Love
says-
yourself.
no, research says the lesser you are with other people, the more chances are
To find a good
you
person, to be happy.
have a happy relationship.
I agree.
So basically, don't go around, because you'll start comparing then, isn't it?
Yes.
That what if I could get that?
Yes.
And comparison is the thief of happiness.
Right.
Always.
Correct.
So there is no limit to it. What I'm trying to say
Exactly.
is
So you usually
try
need
to
to
be
place
confined.
yourself as the prize, work on yourself,
Yes.
focus on your goals,
respect your own self.
respect yourself,
Respect
and
your own
someone will love you for who you
Perfect.
are, who
Yes, of course.
is looking for all those
And if
combinations
they don't,
in
that's
you.
their loss.
Yeah, that's their loss.
Don't diminish your standards for the sake of acceptance from others.
Okay. Atif and Moon,
Yeah.
do you believe that there's still love, true love, merely when it comes to relationships and friendships? What's your opinion about that, guys?
If you go first.
I would say it's still there.
Amazing.
Okay.
Okay.
You can find love not with a physical person. It's not it's an emotion, right? We're talking about an emotion here. I can love my job. I love where I work currently. I love the people around me. I love my friends.
He's mostly focusing on relationships and friendship.
Yeah, so
Mostly
with
in
friends,
relationships and
I've made some friendships at work that I love currently. It's an emotion that comes from within. You can't see it, obviously. You can't feel it.
Okay.
That's the end of the day. Like, I've had a massive day at work. I'm back home, and that gives me ease. For me, that would be something like love. Or if I'm coming back home, I have my parents still with me, around me. They've taken care, they've done their bits, and I can see them. That's love for me. Like, okay, they are love for me. They're right there. They've put in all their hard work and efforts to make
To
me who
help
I
you,
am.
to support you.
My friends around, that's love. They take that time and effort to, as you said, from a breakup, support you. That's love. It's across various relationships and various people in your life, and it comes and goes. There's a saying that people come and people go, but you go on forever, right? So love is the same thing. It will come and go through different people, but you just keep on moving forward.
Moon.
Do I believe in love? Of course I do. I'm a hopeless lover.
Hopeless love. Amazing. And what's the
Yes.
definition of it for you?
But, I believe love is a process of metamorphosis. Because there are many people who tend to be friends with their old boyfriend or girlfriend. We have love for a certain person, but over the year it changes. Initially it's huge attraction. Initially it's too much of physical intimacy. Over the year it fades away. But what we focus generally when I talk of people who are going through separation, they focus on the things that faded away, but the things of over the years that they have grown, they do not focus on it. So it's a metamorphosis, right? Like a small from a cocoon, the butterfly comes out. It's a process. So if you're in a long-term relationship, how you feel for that person in day one will definitely not be how you feel on the 1,000th day
Yes.
or the 10,000th day.
I believe the more you stay in the relationship, the more you reach points that you did not
Yes,
reach
the
it
attraction
before.
might go down. You might not feel like talking to that person 10 times a day, but the stability is what you earn,
Yes.
that the care, that concern, that belief, that strength.
I think it's just this word sync between you and the other
Yes.
person.
I
for
believe
sure.
Like the
I
hand in
believe
hand
that-
sync.
I believe peace and love are synonyms, to be honest.
peace, love, loyalty. There are so many
All
things.
synonyms. Yes.
I don't know if they're synonyms, but yes, it's love is not a single phrased word that we can say. Okay, fine. Physically, biologically, it's just some chemical composition
Exactly.
that's going up and down in your body. But the feeling, it keeps on changing. That's why love for a brother is different from love for a daughter. But all our love, it's all under the
umbrella.
Am I? Yes. Do I believe in love? Without love, the humanity wouldn't exist. Without love,
So God's made
I
us,
wouldn't sit here with you guys. Without love, you wouldn't sit with two of us.
Yeah.
We are showing love and kindness. That's the basic reason the human race is working.
So the story goes like this, and I truly forgot the person who said it. So the small or the young kid came to the old man, the old wise man, and he told him that define love for me. So he told him, son, I see that you have a basket of fish. Why do you fish? So he mentioned that he goes for fishing because he loves fish. And he said, no, son, you do not love the fishes. You love the taste of the fish. If you love the fish, you would feed the fish, you would take care of the fish, you make sure that the lake does not get polluted. That's how you love the fish. And that concept really grew up in my mind because I saw this video years ago, that love is about growth, and to be able to have growth in any relationship, whether it's friendship or love, you have to take care of the fish. You have to let it grow, you have to feed it, and you cannot do that when there is no loyalty, there is no peace, there is no respect, there is no support, there is no vision, shall I say. When each partners are feeding the fish, that's when love grows. Okay. Do you agree with me, Moon, that it's about growth and this story of the fisherman and the old man?
It's a story of supporting the growth,
Yes.
not just.
And I linked long time ago love with growth. I had this link in my mind that's somehow unbreakable.
Of course, I mean, over the time when you stay with some person, you guys grow things together. But then how you treat your relationship is a choice that you make. I see so many relationships falling apart because mostly it happens with men. If the men's ego get hurt very fast,
Yeah.
if they see their woman or their girlfriend prospering higher than them, because we have to agree that it's a very patriarchal society that our genomes are
Yes,
into.
yes. That
We have always seen men overpowering women, but when now these times are changing, and when we see women taking over, sometimes those genes, just like crawl up,
I understand.
and not every man is wise enough or educated enough to accept it, that
His woman
can.
is growing. His woman is reaching higher and
Yes.
higher in the
Because
work
our
or career
society has
hierarchies.
taught my father is going to be the CEO of a company and my mom's going to cook food at night and serve us well. My father always used to say, "Ki, I'm supposed to take outside the house everything that's surrounding you outside. Your mom's going to take care of the home,
The inside.
anything." So most of us have that kind of upbringing. So even if it's my brother, he always prefers his wife to do things for herself. But at the end of the day, I have seen many men who are not very comfortable with the growth of their, because they might feel threatened or something. So yeah, growing is definitely important, but then equally growing, not just growth is not just, I conquered 2 companies in my pocket, or I'm earning in billions. That's not just the growth. Growth is mostly up in here, the gray matter, so which we generally tend to get distracted from.
Okay, Atif.
There would be another question because Adnan just mentioned it's growth. Growth of your partner, growth of your sibling, growth of your parents. Love is what you meant as growth. As per you, Adnan, and as Moon just mentioned, with the culture thing, with the question coming up, will it be for your culture okay that because you're from the Arab country,
Yeah.
that you're the woman?
Ranks up and
Yeah,
Yeah, in some countries there.
in my culture as well, it would be a bit
women-
offending or
actually
demanding for the.
in the all the Easterns in all the Eastern societies are mostly patriarchy.
Mhm.
But I'm happy, and I'm very happy that it's been quite a bit, a quite long time, that women are accepted to grow and become and make it big. And I've been raised in a society, I don't know how it was 50 years ago or 60 years ago, that when a girl becomes a doctor, when a girl takes a PhD, when a girl ranks up in a company, they are proud of her. And I've seen it plenty in my family and in my society. And now in the Arab world, just look around you in GCC country, how the women are becoming, they're becoming astronauts, they're becoming surgeons, they are inventing, they're becoming investors, they're making all this FMB companies.
I truly admire that. I think last week I went to a doctor's panel discussion. There I met this lovely local woman. She said she's the first Arab nurse in this country. So, and yes,
I have to
it
meet
was
this lady.
like, and it was like she was just talking about her struggles, but her mom was extremely supportive of her. So, to cross that barrier, you need some push. To cross, to break boundaries, it's not that easy. So
I agree. Okay.
it's like not just me believing that I need to grow. I need to support your growth too. Your growth too. In siblings, they're fight. Oh, you did well. I couldn't. So they generally tend not to be very happy. I think a little bit more wiser approach is necessary for.
Moon,
Yes.
with regards to people coming in, we went through hereditary factors. We went through first signs of depression. Does
Love and relationships.
loving your relationships,
Right.
does making or fixing your bed in the morning actually make a difference?
No. Big no.
Yes, it does.
It does?
It does.
Why? Why that? Making the bed is important.
Of course, it does. Because it's a choice that you make.
Okay.
A choice to a disciplined life. The bed is a place where we rest, right?
Mhm.
And suppose if I hold that's your zone, that's your comfort area. Would you like it cluttered?
No, I would like it clean so I can have a good night's sleep.
Yes, and who's going to work on it? If you make it clutter and go, why do you put other people to clean up your clutter? It's you're supposed to do it, right?
I
Okay,
want
fine.
my
If
clutter
you-
to be comfortable. I don't mind if it's messy.
No, clutter can never be comfortable. Growing comfortable with clutter is, again, a trauma response. It's not a good thing.
Really?
Yes. Generally, we say how you keep your house reflects a clean house, reflects a clean mind.
It's like a clean car.
Yes, reflects a clean mind. The more
That
you
doesn't apply to you, Atif, by the way.
Come on, like,
You should look to this
Yeah.
back seat.
clean doesn't mean necessarily a clean mindset. Clean means his life.
Organized,
How much
smooth,
organized is your life? I'm not talking of OCD also. But yes, I'm
This is
not
the basic
saying
thing
there's
to go
yes,
through. Yeah.
not necessarily, and there shouldn't be any creech on bed. But then you have to remember, you are the only person who's coming and sitting back to that bed. Would you not like to see it nice?
Okay.
I think it brings 2 pointers after your answer, which I can probably relate to. That would be consistency, to do it every day,
Right.
all right, and discipline.
Yeah.
these
so
two.
it's like a very key
Yeah.
functioning.
Two faces for the same medal, or so
Yeah.
to say, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people in today's world need to
True.
keep consistent and keep discipline.
Discipline. Motivation comes and go.
Yeah.
You're motivated today, somebody will tell you a word.
True.
Motivation will never let you reach any place forward. I believe that always
I'm-
discipline.
Yeah, we might have bad days, all of us, each one
Right.
of us. And we might think, as Moon said, you can sleep on it and not feel the depression or the problems. But these are small
Improvements.
improvements and tasks that you do daily to help improve your life and
True.
towards your goal.